Hi everyone, I've loaded in 5k, claimed a small rake back as well, and I'm going to try and get some bonuses on some of my favourites. Probably my number one this, partly because it's paid the most. I've had some sick wins on this, which I will show. I've decided with this video to put in some highlights of my biggest hits as of recent. So worst case scenario, there's some action to see from that. And I have maxed this before. Pretty cool story actually where I maxed it. I was at Sheffield Arena, it was October last year, and David Allen was boxing. Makhmudov, I think his name is. Sick night, really good to see. Main event was mental, but the prelims weren't that great, and we were there, me and my group were there as soon as doors opened. So to get some side action, I fired up the crypto casino and was playing this and hit a max win, doing some bonus buys. I was on a different casino at the time and they had really low limits. I think the max bet I could do across any hacksaw game was like $1.97, and if you went over that, it just crashed the game. So I had to do bonus buys on $1 and did hit the max. It was 12.5k, so pretty decent. And yeah, the group we were with couldn't quite believe it really. As soon as the bonus kicks off, it's in a spot where it can't not give the max. So I was like, this is max win, this is max win, and they were like, what? Just couldn't believe it. But yeah, that were a mad night. He did lose to Dave Allen, but wasn't a disaster. He went all the way to a decision, which was pretty good. Not like his last fight. I think he got TKO stoppage in the third round, which was really disappointing. But yeah, it was a great atmosphere. See it live. I'll definitely pull up a few highlights of this game. Slowed it down compared to how I'd normally be playing this. I'd normally put it on the ultra fast turbos, but I'm not quite sure if that'll work all too well when doing a video. It's going to be a bit over the top and too much going on, and I'll show you what it would look like. This is how I'd normally do it, probably on a tenner as well, but I'm hoping with this 5k I get some decent footage out of it. But yeah, I think for a video I'll slow it a bit down a bit. This is quite a good pace. Got Vegas coming up in a few months. Can't wait to go back. It's been a while actually since I've been staying at the Paris. Not the most luxury place to stay, but they look after me there and I quite like it. First ever time I went to Vegas, I stayed at the Paris, so I quite like going back. But yeah, can't wait to go. As I say, it's been a while since I've been, so I'm well overdue a trip. I think I'll take about 20k with $20,000 or £20,000. Nothing too mental. You know, may not even play through all of that. Probably do a budget of maybe 3 to 4k a night. Obviously, if I hit some good runs, turn it up a bit, wager some more, but nothing too mental. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. We're going for quite a while as well. Let's have a look at the flights. 7 nights, so yeah, pretty decent stay. did look at the Cosmo, but the prices were extortionate. Not that it matters when you're paying, you know, you're playing with 20k, but yeah, it was like we ripped off before we even got there. So we're staying at Paris. Got this 5k from a bit of luck on the World Cup, to be honest. Certainly in the group stages, had some really good results, and my style of bet is to go for a last minute goal, mainly at full time, but sometimes at half time. Sometimes you get the feeling that a goal is due, and that's where I tend to place the money. But the problem with that is it's in play, so you have to be watching it at that specific time. And when some of the games were kicking off at like 4 AM in the morning, I wasn't going to catch them. But I got quite lucky in the sense that those nighttime games that I wasn't awake for were pretty rubbish for my type of bet. So I'd sort of wait for an extra goal to be at quadruple your money, 4.0, and I just found that it comes in more than 1 in 4, certainly in the group stages. So I did quite well. So that's where some of this money's come from. Missed out on the England v France. Was actually at a casino in Leeds, and the game was on, but I was getting into some blackjack, and there was no signal whatsoever in the casino, and the Wi-Fi is rubbish, so I couldn't put anything on even if I wanted to. Alrighty, took a while on the spins. Money wise, they're about 500 a pop these, so we're down a bit. Let's see if we can get anything back. But yeah, that England-France game was mental. Mental. What do you think about Messi getting robbed the golden boot? A lot of people saying that third place game shouldn't have counted. I get it. The final is always going to be a tight game. You know, world-class teams, when the best players on, you're not going to get a goal fest. Whereas both England and France did play pretty weak teams, and it was a goal fest. So yeah. Any good on that fourth reel? Silver? ×2. Could be good though. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Takes me above 6. With this this red bonus. Oh, silver again. With this red bonus, it just tends to give it you on one spin, whereas the blue one's a bit more progressive. That's where the max win came from. And actually, I think it's a good time to show that one now and have a little glance at what this first part of this video has looked like. So this was the max win. As you can see there, you know it's a max, so I'm not spoiling anything. It was on $1. October 11th, that's the night of the boxing match. Here it is. Pretty good, pretty good. Nice to see. I'm not too bothered about the low stake because it was sort of the max I could really get, and I'm not really a bonus buyer. And you can just tell straight away this was always going for a max. I've watched this so many times. This is it. Look at that. Mental. That would be on a £5 bet, £62,500, and from this spot, 9 spins. Yeah, it's going all the way. My mates who are with me are just looking at my phone. When they see these numbers pop up now, they're just like, can't believe it. So first spin, nearly 3k. I think the next spin's bang on 3k. just mental. Absolutely mental. Believe it or not, this is only my third highest win in terms of a cash amount on this game. I have 2 more, which I will show, that are better than 12.5 grand, and they were in pounds as well. Absolutely insane. First ever max win, and there it is. Back to where we left off. Oh, straight back in. Just do the same thing. Another £1.5 grand, please. Yeah, that max win was just mental. It can do a max on this bonus, but it tends to drop in the 200x, or gives you a gold coin which can give you 2500x, and you get a multi on that. It just goes sick, which is cool. I mean, a max win's a max win, but I'd much prefer it displayed in the way that's just seen. But money's money. Not much there. Yeah, claim the hoodie for that. Quite surprising actually that there's still hoodies available. I don't know if people just don't claim them or what. It's one of the few times I've done bonus buys really. As much as you do get more action, and certainly for a video, it is definitely better to buy it. I just think you're squeezing your variance down and you really are capping your max win, you know? Plenty of times I've been on certain games and on a tenner, and you don't need much for it to go sick. Or even on a fiver, 2000x, which, you know, comes out from time to time. It's 10 grand. That's not to be sniffed at. That's just how I play. Back to sports. I missed out on the England-France chaos, and I lost on the final. I did fancy... Well, I didn't think Argentina would win, but the price that was available was too good to ignore, to be honest. But it lost. But it's a ball draw at regular time, so I don't know anyone who's made money. I don't know anyone who backs a draw, so... But if you did, well done. And on my bookie, they do have a special bet, which is a goal to be scored in added time in both halves, which I did think about, because it means I don't have to watch it live, but I don't know, I find that the bookies tend to underestimate how much extra time there's going to be. So at 88, 89, I'll lump on if it's a good price, and tend to do alright from it. I think NFL's back on, if that's your sort of thing. Certainly won't be betting on that, but it's something to watch. seen some clips from darts as well, so I think there's a tournament kicking off as well. That'll be a decent watch. Oh, I knew I lost money on Conor McGregor, man. Flipping heck. And if you were one of them fans who went all the way there, paid so much money to stay in Vegas, to go to the event for that just to happen, devastated. I never thought he'd win, but I got a good price boost. 4.5. I put a grand on it. Couldn't say no to that. Just couldn't say no to that, but in the end, for a bit of a waste of time. And I'm not sure what the promotion's going to do with him now. It was a shame. Someone to take the sport to such highs, and I've been a fan of UFC for a long time. To see what happened, it was devastating, really. Although outsiders have paid well recently. Strickland was nearly 6 to 1. And at that price, you've just got to chance it. And what outsider won before? Oh, Gaethje. Gaethje beat Ilya at the White House. Best sporting event I have ever seen in my life was Freedom 250. Been thinking about the Vegas trip, whether or not to have a crack at getting some footage from there, maybe. I might give it a go. I guess my main hope is to come out with a decent bit of footage and just see what happens. I mean, at this point in time, I don't even have a channel to put it on, but I've always wanted to have a crack at posting this sort of stuff and get some initial feedback. Yeah, find some people to spend the time to watch it, but I think I'll just chance it. Maybe publish it on a few forums, see what's what. But who knows? Because I do play often enough, and I think some stuff happens in the sessions that people might want to watch. So as a hobby, put this online and see what comes of it. Right, what I think I'll do, stop them, put the supers on, we'll go for 100 and if nothing, I'll flick over to the second biggest amount I've won on this game. And that was a bonus buy. A pretty sick bonus buy. So it was a £9 base bet, The bonus buy was £1,800. Pretty mental. I think I'd been hovering around that balance. The casino I play at had a promotion, and I was hovering around 2k for a little while. Sort of wanted to jump off, and then I thought, let's try a pretty mental move and see if I get any luck from it. And at the time, that was my biggest hit, and it's pretty insane. Would not recommend it. Got very lucky. But yeah, pretty mental. Even with the bonus hunt spins, I just think you get a fairer game on the bare basic spins. I do seem to do better on them. Obviously your money lasts a lot longer, but I just seem to be able to get better hits. Because even on the triple U stake, you're cutting down your max win from 12,500 to just over 4,000. That's a lot, in my opinion. So was this worth waiting for? Probably not. We're still up, can't complain. Right, let me find that other bonus replay. So here it is. This was a £9 base bet. A bonus buy of £1,800. Insane. Getting one on the first spin's always a good sign. So really at this point I'm kind of just wanting to get money back. So that first storm's great. Does it storm straight away? No. That's huge. Yeah, so right now in this position, I'm already winning. So I've got more than the buyback. I'm signing out after this. And I'm just praying for that fourth one to stall. And it does, and at this point, it's massive. That's a monster as well, I haven't watched this one in a while. And from this point onwards, it's just sick. I mean, it can still give you pretty naff wins, even so 2 decent multis. That's a pretty pathetic win for a 17x in total. That's huge, made it to the fourth. Yeah, that's massive. It was massive. Every spin you're talking another grand minimum. And believe it or not, this still isn't my biggest win on this slot. There is a better one to come. £16,110. And there's the details. Pretty mad stuff. Pretty mad stuff. Just after midnight as well. Oh, was it? No, that might have been... I can't tell if it's got +1 or not. Anyway, there it is. Right, back over to this. I'll keep it on the Super Turbo. I just want to sort of see what this looks like on footage. I feel like it's a bit too fast, but I guess considering I'm up, I'm not needing to stretch it out. And I've spent a little while on this. I'll jump onto another game where I've got more decent hits to show. An idea behind that is just so I have something to show, but I guess so far I've had a decent hit. And yeah, with that 16k win, this casino I'm at works in crypto, so Tether, instant withdrawal to my wallet. Didn't have to go to a high street bank, no scrutiny of where it came from. Obviously I keep the receipts of where the win came from in case I do decide to withdraw it to a high street bank, but yeah, it's just mental. And if you had a win like that at the casino, which sometimes I do get lucky and hit 6, 7, 8k from cards, and then you just deal it with cash and then you take it to the bank, and even if it's sealed, so that weekend when England were playing France, I doubled my money. I took 2, got 4, and they don't let you reverse your buy-in on card. So I've got my receipt where I bought in. The notes are sealed in £1,000 packs. It's got the casino's address on, it's signed. I take it to the bank, and I was like, oh look, this is where it's all come from, and then they still asked me, where'd you get it from? I was like, oh, it's got the information on. They're like, oh, I didn't read that. I'm like, right, okay, no problem. I do find it harder and harder dealing with cash, but that's the way it is. I think I'll try land. I'll get one more, however long it takes. We'll look at that last replay. Biggest win I've hit, and then jump on something else. This isn't the first time I've tried to record a session. I think I tried it a few months ago, then a year ago, maybe a few years before that, but I just wasn't happy with how it came out. You know, as someone who does watch this sort of content online, I have an eye for what I enjoy and what keeps me interested and what doesn't. And when I just watched them back, I thought it just wasn't quite good enough this time, so I shelved it and, you know, decided to come back this time. I mean, I'm determined this time to just upload it to get some feedback, and if that's all that happens, that's fair enough. But even the thought of just getting a handful of people who say, yeah, I enjoyed this, I want more, here's a sub, that's sort of mind-blowing, really. You know, and then that you start seeing, you know, a trend, and there's more people that want to see more, That'd be so cool. Obviously miles off anything like that, but at this stage I don't even have anywhere to post it, but yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting. Been a bit of a pig this last one to land. Usually get one every sort of 200 spins. But you can get massive hits in the base. I might be able to find a clip where I'm on a tenner and it just rolls in like 2.2k. There you go. Carry on. That was on this site, so it should be in my replay manager on this site. I've also had it in the base where you get 5 of those hands dropped across 2 multis. They were only ×2s. That was bonkers. That was huge. It wasn't on a big bet at the time, but it returned a few thousand X, which is just mental. And because I've got no boosters on, this £5 stake is massive. Anyway, I think I'll call it quits there with this one. It's a long time to not get one, but I could sit here and chase it, but I think I'll put a different type of game in. So let me stop that there. So this is my biggest win ever. £10 a pop, £2,000 bonus buy, another really sick one. I have had bonus buys where I've done it for £1,000 and it's given me literally 0, so this could have easily given me 0. But this has to be the luckiest one time I've ever had. So I get nothing, which it loves to do. It can very easily avoid if you don't have wilds 1 and 3. So at this point, it is so close to glory, and I am praying for that last one to storm. And I couldn't believe it when it landed, and it drops in 3.6. Now bearing in mind, I know how sick 2 wild strips can go. To get 3, I didn't really quite know how mental this was going to go. Another 7.5. And on this last spin, have a look at the bottom and see what these goats pay. Second top symbol. Check out what these pay. $12k just on them goats. Absolute madness. I can't believe it. 31,000. Biggest hit ever. Would definitely not recommend doing 2k bonus buys, but the thing is, I have no doubt that it can do that on a base bet as well. It does happen, but yeah, just mental. Right, I'm going to move on to something else. This is a pretty sweet game. Been playing this a lot recently. We'll go on a $5 as well. I was actually spinning this on 20 quid a few weeks ago and hit something pretty decent. For what it was, the return I got was actually quite poor, but it gives you what it wants to give you. And you can buy the death spins, I think it's called. The lower paying symbols, if you get it to spell the word death, it pops out with something pretty neat. And 20 quid, I think, to buy, it might be 10 grand. And I knew that, so I was thinking it might be about 10 grand. It went for, was it 7 grand? I'll show it anyway. Funnily enough, I was actually playing this on demo when I was testing the sound levels and all that about 10 minutes before I started. And on the basic spin, it dropped in 5 scatters, which is mental. You can't buy that, that's the hidden epic bonus. It was mental. And on a $5, it went for, how much was it? I took a photo. £13,007.50, which, you know, if it was real, I'd have probably been like, that's insane. But when you think about it, I felt like that was quite low. $2,500, 2,600x for the epic. That said, a game I have hit the epic on a few times, mate, and stackways. I think I've had that 3 times on a decent stake, and every time it's been pretty disappointing. It just tends to die almost instantly. It's sort of capped at 1000x almost every time it's been nearly bang on 1000x. I don't mind the pace of these turbos, but I do like that tease. Oh, okay, there we go. 90 spins, not too bad. It is just a bog standard versus bonus, but if you get 2, it can go off. Missed. Not much to say about that, but what I will do is pull up that decent hit. So I was on 20 before, and that's what I landed. It's a single spin. pull that replay up. Yeah, annoyingly, that isn't showing up in the replay for this game. In fact, nothing's there. So it was definitely on this site though. But I do have a screen recording, so I'm hoping I can just drop that in. Pretty quick. I think the best I've had on base spins was on main statways. I got 3 in a row. And I've also been on the bonus hunts and had, you know, hundreds and hundreds of spins with nothing. And it just rips your whole balance, and it was like, well, that was fun. Another one with not a lot happening. Oh, we're in with 3. See, up to 45 minutes. Okay. Yeah, like, you got to be ultra careful. You can't say where you're playing. There can't be no logos. Or, yeah, it's a headache, if anything, from what it sounds like. Rubbish symbols, though. Yeah, pretty cool that. 2. Again, not bad. About the 200 average. But the 2 before have been rubbish. That's missed. That's missed as well. Just at the top, really. Makes a huge difference if that blue heart was just 1 down. It's a massive difference. Oh, that 25 would have been decent for them hearts. 45, yeah, it would have been. average, that one. Let's see. I'll switch it up. I'll pick something else. Now, I do quite enjoy this one, and actually this can be pretty good on the base bet. Because I find it does things that you wouldn't expect, because on the top feature, Total Takeover, when you're buying it, it kind of gets itself trapped. It can only go so far before it goes sick. Whereas this can streak with the switches. I have had it plenty of times give 2 switches in one spin, which is unheard of. It doesn't seem to do it on the top feature, but on the regular one and in the base it can occasionally do it. And it can do mad things like give you lower 5 symbols, give you 3 switches, and it go mental, absolutely mental. And the regular bonus can upgrade to the Total Takeover just by giving you 3 scatters, and it resets the spins to 10 every time, so you almost get both. Doesn't happen often, but it can do it. I'm not too sure how I'm gonna upload this. I feel like I must admit I've been distracted by my phone for the last sort of 20 minutes, so I'm tempted to narrow that down just to the bonuses maybe and see what's what. Because for a max win of 112, ooh, decent. Oh, what? I got robbed there with the lines. Absolutely robbed. Total Takeover though. I tell you what though, this bonus is terrible. Almost all the time it is rubbish. On a fiver, what does it cost? $7.50? Or is it over £1,000? I don't know. Amount of times though, you don't even see a single switch, which is why I don't buy it. Go again. One symbol. I do find though, even if you get all the best symbols, it can just absolutely do you in. And the very first time I played this on a fiver, I got this bonus about 3 times in 100 spins, and collectively I think it went for like 20 quid. It was shocking. Good 10. Good placement though. Oh, we got, yeah, actually. That's actually quite good. 850. Bonkers. Absolutely bonkers. Mental. You're just not getting that when you bonus buy it. This your stake's got to be cut down by at least 5. Come on, have one more in you. Yes, any good? Not really. Oh, that's sick. That's nasty. Try and get one more. Can't complain. 945, just for interest, what is it to buy? 1,250. I'll try a bit more. Well, I was hanging on. I don't know what I was waiting for. I was close to clicking it, I'll be honest, I was close to clicking it, so in a way it feels like a freebie. So this one does reset after the switches, but it can also upgrade you to the Total Takeover, and yeah, you just need 3 of them, and it resets your spins to 10 and gives you the top feature. So in a way, it's you know, the play might be to buy that one. Because this is just going to give you what it always wants to give you. Give me 2. Just a 1. Any good on the wilds though? Maybe? Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. It was a total takeover. I have had it before where this game has already given me 1,000 and it loads up the total takeover again. So, what to do? What to do? I might hang around. It is a good one though, because I don't see many people playing this on the higher stake, and the wins, like when we had the clown across, it was only a few lines and it went for what, 850 on that one spin. You know, it can go sick with potential. And I get it, you know, the board's going to reset after this. Well, yeah, there you go. So there's 2 switches there. 2 and a 2. So, yeah. Oh, that's good. You just never... Some people will have never, ever, ever seen 2 switches in one spin. And I think that's well over a grand. I'm not going to click it. I think that's well over a grand. Yep. And 3 more spins of that. Another 300. Huge. Come on. 1 more switch. Any good? Crap one, that. Yes. Massive. Another grand. Decent. And what's the top on this? Is this a 12,500 or 10,000? 50 grand for a max win. That's monster. So, in a way, I hope I can showcase why I play this way. Don't get me wrong, this would be decent on a regular stake, but I mean, what's this to buy? So realistically, your stake's going to be cut by at least 2/3, in my opinion. If I was going to be bonus buying this, just drop the total takeover. Ah, it would have been good. Massive, massive, massive. What to do? What to do? Let me just see what time I'm on. So you're looking at about 1 hour and 4 minutes there, and I might have to chuck out a few bits and pieces, but I suppose it's going to be longer with the replays that I was going to put in. Yeah, I might just chuck this up as is. Towards the back end, there was a lot of dead spins, and I was distracted on my phone because there was nothing on the screen happening. So if towards the back end there's sort of jump cuts through, that's why. There might have been a 5-minute period where I'm not really saying much and there's nothing on the screen, so what's the point? As a viewer, that'd be a waste of time. So I think I'll cut that out, and then you've got some slower spins, and I'm just waffling on about what I'm doing, bets, sports, Vegas, whatever. There's some clips where I've got the super fast turbos on, and also where I'm jump cutting to bonuses. But yeah, my position there, I chucked in 5, and I had a bit of rate back. In fact, let's see if on another screen I can claim this rate back that I've got. Let me just refresh that. I think this will update live. There's not much in there, but I've got to remember, I think I started with 150 quid rate back, so an extra 20 quid and an extra 390, which hasn't added. But if I do another £5 spin, it should go up to that. Sweet. So I'm up 2k there. I've done what I wanted to do. I need to sign out this video. Let me know what you think. It would mean the world to see that subscriber go from 0 to 1, and then maybe up to 10. I don't know what would happen if it got to 100. I mean, that's probably ultra unrealistic, but yeah, as a hobby, I decided to record this session, and I think actually for once I'm quite happy with how it's come out with. As I mentioned, I touched on before, I've tried it a few times and wasn't really impressed, so yeah, honest feedback, the good, the bad, where to improve, what you liked. Never going to be able to please anyone, but yeah, let me know what you think. See, is there a space for another person to be uploading this type of stuff? I'm not sure. But I've certainly got a balance there to upload another video, several videos I would hope, and let me know what games. I will absolutely read every comment, if there are any, and play whatever. I know I've done 3 there, but treat this video as a test. And yeah, let's sign this out. Thank you very much. Take care.